And now we're doing this thing.
This thing, which we call the Indy Question of the Week, where Kevin Hawk talks to all of his indie friends on Facebook, and he asks them the important questions in their lives of professional wrestling.
Important questions.
And very important questions.
I guess so.
All questions are important.
They can be.
There are some stupid questions, but sometimes the stupid questions are important too. What important question did you ask our indie friends this week?
I thought it was an interesting take because it's an opinionated question.
All right.
It's not like a factual based question. My question of the week this week was, who do you feel is the most underrated talent on the indie scene?
Ooh.
So basically what I expected to get was a list of people who probably I don't know most of them. Because, I mean, obviously what I'm expecting is people who aren't quite as well recognized.
Yeah, people that are on the indie scene but obviously aren't on the DVDs or, promoted on cards and stuff like that.
Not the guy who you're putting on the front and center of the flyer to draw the money.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But, I got some answers that I thought were fairly surprising, to be honest. But we'll get into the answers now. Drew Gulak says, Danny Havoc.
I'm not.
This is the thing. Is like this is going to be one of the times that our answers we're not going to have a lot of good explanations to go along with our answers because they're again the guys that we don't know so well as the guys who answered the questions for me.
Yeah.
And both the Super Smash Brothers, Player Uno and Player Dos, both endorsed the same guy, Mike Speedball Bailey. Which I think that's pretty cool. You've got the rub from both members of Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
that was only to a crappy YouTube show that no one watches.
Yeah. Billy Rock, the most polite man in professional wrestling, said Matt Cage. Pinky Sanchez gave me Jaka.
I do know Jaka.
From Sidney Bakabell's Wrecking Crew. Chris Dickinson, who is also, he said, is who hits the hardest.
He did.
And the tag team EYFBO, which is Angel Ortiz and Mike Drastic. If you know what EYFBO stands for, post in the comments, because I want to know. I couldn't find it anywhere. Billy Rock, the most polite man in professional wrestling, said Josh Crane.
Oh, okay.
When he's not injured. Apparently he's sort of one of those injury-prone guys.
That's never a good thing to have. That's usually a career detriment.
Yeah, Dasher Hatfield, who when he answered the question, it was on his birthday.
Happy birthday, Dasher.
Happy late birthday. And also happy late birthday, Johnny Gargano, who shares the same birthday as Dasher Hatfield.
Which I believe was Wednesday?
Yes. And today, as of filming this is O'Barien's birthday.
Happy birthday, O'Barien.
O'Barien of the Materi.
Happy spawning day.
And referee Derek Morningstar.
Alright. Birthdays, indie birthdays all over the place.
Hogan was on Monday. This is like a really heavy birthday wrestling week.
Happy birthday!
I
want to put up a graphic.
Evan Jalisco of the Submission Squad said his friend Gary J, also known as Gary the Barno,
who
is also known as the toughest chop in the biz right now.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that Dasher Hatfield picture, check it out.
Billy Rock, the most polite man in professional wrestling.
You haven't got an answer from Billy Rock in a long time.
I know, right? He said Lewis Linden. A lot of people know Lewis Linden way more out of his tag teamship with Flip Kendrick.
Okay.
Yeah. Darren Corbin mentioned one of my favorite underrated indie guys, Marion Fontaine.
Which I just got my first taste of Marion Fontaine. We watched it.
That's
a little weird.
Especially because he calls himself the savior of the Flavor Saver. Or no, the Führer of the Flavor Saver.
I don't remember that. I'm going to retract my statement. And I'm going to say, I got my first introduction to Marion Fontaine, and he is very entertaining. I got to watch a match between him and Archibald Peck, where Archibald Peck was terrified of his mustache.
Yeah, and a great pairing with his the recent like Wrestling is Fun tag team pairing of him and Jervis Cottonbelly.
Yeah.
As Team Old Fashioned.
Yeah.
The most professional man in professional wrestling, the most polite man, the most professional man in polite wrestling. No, none of that stuff. Billy Rock, the most polite man in professional wrestling, said
Man.
Remy Wilkins.
Man, where has he been?
I don't know. Not answering the question, though.
Yeah, apparently.
Then, Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelisetti.
It's good.
Talked about one of the guys that shares the Wrestling is Fun and Chikara rosters with him, Juan Francisco de Coronado, who's really making a name for himself now with the rebirth of Chikara.
Yeah, now he's officially on the Chikara roster page. You can check that out at chikarapro.com. Yeah, I've really only seen the one match he had at You Only Live Twice. But yeah, I was impressed.
Great heel. People loved him.
Well, no, actually, he was at National Pro Wrestling Day too. But okay,
Yeah.
take it back. I've seen 2 matches.
And people love to hate him. He gets that Vicky Guerrero level heat when he comes out because
Yeah,
he's the guy who likes to come out. He's the guy who comes out and cuts the promo to get heat. And so now
He does
that
it.
people
It
now
works.
that people know that he's the guy that comes out and cuts the promo to help him get heat, they're like, oh no, here comes another Juan Francisco promo, and then he just gets the heat just for like coming out with a microphone, kind of thing.
cheap
And-
heat. It works.
Yeah. Lastly, Billy Rock, the most polite man in professional
Oh,
wrestling,
wow.
this should be a good answer.
told me one of his very own students from the School of Rock, Trip Cassidy.
That's a cool name.
Trip Cassidy is a guy who I've seen a few times, and I definitely think is an underrated, underused talent who should definitely be getting a lot more representation than he does, especially in the more well-known promotions. He's a good-sized guy, has a great ability to adapt to different styles. I've watched him wrestle the strong guy style matches. I've watched him wrestle in Chikara in some Atomico style matches. So you know he can be a good fit just about anywhere, and he's got a real versatile look. He does the whole long hair, and I've seen him do different colors and different attires. So he's a guy who you can basically mold him into whatever you want to make him. And
Interesting.
yeah, talented kid. Book him. Book all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting endorsements from really well-known indie stars, and if they're saying these kids can work, make them work. Show us that they can work because we don't get a chance to see these people.
Yeah, and if you're a really, really good indie promotion, come to a show over here in Portland.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah, and promote is get a hold of us. You can get a hold of him on Twitter at Man of Sauce. You can email us at fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com. Let us know where your shows are going to be. If you've got any of these guys on there, even if it's not these guys, let us know when your show is, where your show is. We will promote it. If we've got time, we might even show up.
Yeah, I mean, we know that one of the frequent wrestlers at West Coast Wrestling Connection is Darren Corbin,
Yeah,
who's
which
someone who gets mentioned on our show a lot.
Portland fans, why do you think Darren Corbin is boring?
Portland fans think Darren Corbin's
Yeah,
cool.
he gets boring chants at WCWC. You are
I'm-
fools.
Portland.
Well, one of
Step up
the
your game.
things I've heard from somebody else who works with WCWC is that he doesn't get to do a lot of his goofy match stuff.
He's still a good wrestler, though.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people say, "Oh, we're going to go see Darren Corbin. We're going to go see his goofy antics. We're going to go see slow motion wrestling."
Yeah.
That's like saying like you're going to see a Santino match, but when he comes out, he doesn't do the power walk, and you don't get the Cobra, and you don't get any of that stuff. Like, what if Santino came out and just basically worked like he was trying to be like Damien Sandow, like.
Damien Santino.
You know, you expect certain things as certain wrestlers.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You know,
But come on. Darren Corbin is an awesome guy. He's fun to watch in the ring. Granted, we don't get to see his fun antics, but he's still a good wrestler. Don't boo
yeah,
Darren Corbin.
good wrestler, Darren. We're giving you the nod. Keep coming back to Portland.
Hell yeah.
We like you. We're both gingers.
I'm not a ginger, but I do appreciate your work.
And that was everyone who answered my question. If you've got a question you'd like me to ask, or If you're an indie wrestler who I didn't ask the question to,
Then he doesn't like you. No.
probably.
That's
I don't know. You know, or if you think you know an underrated indie talent, post on the comments or email me at Kevin_Hawk636@hotmail.com.
There you go.
And click the annotation over here
Click the Usos.
if you want to move on to our next segment, which is the midweek wrap-up. Thanks for watching.